Okay, we're going to have fun tonight. Remember, I just want to remind you, and I've already spoken to those online, the purpose of tonight is not to grade your project, okay? The aim is to get feedback so you have more clarity on what to do. Are we clear on that? Okay, so we're not grading you tonight, right? So in that way, I reach out to everyone, like other groups, to ask questions of other groups' presentations. It's okay to do that. Okay. I must give some credit to Bear. Where is Bear? Yeah, you did send me your slide. Thank you. That was nice of you. Okay, good. Okay. You're ready? Are you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Bear, are you ready?
We're still waiting for one more group member.
Okay, Bear just lost their credit. They're waiting on a group member. Okay, are you ready? And now?
Yeah.
Ready. Okay. All right. All right. So we have bear, cat, deer, echidna, frog, and giraffe. I think this is amazing. I'm really looking forward to tonight. I'm really looking forward to tonight because I want to see some excellent, what would you call it, cooking, okay, like Master Chef, all right? I'll be tasting all of your tables, okay?
Are you gonna be like Gordon Ramsay too?
Pardon?
Are you gonna be like Gordon Ramsay as well?
Yeah, something like, no, not that bad. Yes, but I want to have a taste of all of your tables and we will have fun in the process. All right, so let's go with the alphabet, but Bear, you're still waiting on one, right? Okay, that's fine. So, Kat, are you ready? Where's Kat? You're still waiting on your members? Is it two online? Is it? Oh yeah, Sharifa, are you with us, Sharifa?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, excellent. And also you have Yongsheng. Are you with us? Hi, Yongsheng.
Yes.
Okay, so would your two members like to come out the front? Okay, can everyone give a hand to Kat? Can we give a hand to Kat? So let's just see how we go here. And Kat have just put up their sourcing shift Vietnam. Who's controlling the slide? Is that you, Sharifa, is it?
No, I will.
Oh, you will. Okay, no problem. I'll just sit here, if that's okay. And okay, good. And do you need whiteboard or you want to be around the computer here? Okay, then the camera will look at you, if that's all right. Not working, is it? Is it? Oh, you can turn it around if you like. That's all right. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Is that working?
Oh, you
One
upload.
with the dog has a reference.
Oh,
Not working. It's not working. Who set this camera up? Ah. Oh, can you, sorry, sir, can you fix this camera? It's not working. Thank you. Okay. And, all right, so I just want to make sure that everyone can see. So you're sharing sourcing shift, and we have this going here. Okay, mute. Okay. Oh, that's great. Okay, please go ahead. So we have Kat, and they're talking about Vietnam, am I right?
Yeah.
All right. And just full disclosure, they had access to some data on my sourcing shift project, and they're extending it in certain ways. So take it over, Kat. Please go ahead.
Good evening, Dr. Neo.
Big loud voice. Thank you. Sorry about that. Excellent. Wonderful.
Good evening, Dr. Neil and everyone. The topic of our report is sourcing shift from China to Vietnam, specifically in E&E industry. Next slide. So for the main part of our report, we're trying to figure out what are the motivating factors for electronic companies to relocate from China to Vietnam. We are focusing on 6 companies. We have Xiaomi, Kista, Dafon, TCL, Lenovo, and Foxconn. Next. So instead of a table, we're using a bar chart to visualize our data. So in this bar chart, each color block represents a company. So we basically get all the information and data from online news article or from their company website and annual reports. So we found that the most prominent factors is the US and China trade war and geopolitical risk. 5 out of 6 companies moved out of China to Vietnam because they wanted to escape Trump tariff, else they will need to pay additional tariff if they export from China to the US. Moving on will be the impact of COVID-19 condition because of the zero COVID policy and this unpredictable lockdown in a country that put restriction on labor mobility and raw materials. It is putting pressure on these electronic companies and forcing them to relocate and reduce their dependence on China. And then we also have companies pulling out from China due to rising land and labor costs and as well as taxes. And then lastly, close to the market is another reason for this company to move. For example, TCL stated in their official website, they say that they wanted to be closest to their Southeast Asian market. So they're ramping up their production in Vietnam. Next. And we also talk about which region that this company are moving in, whether it's north or south, and why they choose that particular region. We found that the business climate between north and south is different, and most electronic manufacturers are clustered in the northern Vietnam because of the government comprehensive investment plan to improve the infrastructures to develop high-tech zone in the region. Another advantage for locating in the north is the regional proximity to China. So company can source electronic components and materials from Guangxi and Guangdong province as transportation to the Vietnam borders take less than 2 days. So locating in the north will ensure seamless supply of raw materials. Yeah, that's all.
Any more tables? Okay, go back to your first table. Stop there. You haven't showed that yet.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, okay. All right. First of all, I like that. And if you go to your next table, not sure about that yet, but the one before that.
The one before is a table, right?
Before that. Before that. Oh, where's the one?
We have 3. One is table, one is chart, bar chart. And then
Okay, go back to that table then. All right. I think, what is the total number of electronics factories going to Vietnam? Total number of brands in the database.
From the
Excel sheet, we identify there's 6.
I think there's more than 6.
Initially it's 7, but like there's one is actually moving to Indonesia.
I think there's more than that. Can you check the data?
Yeah, this is extracted from the Excel sheet you sent to us.
Okay, double check, all right?
Yeah.
Double check, and your table needs to be much more detailed. So this might be an opening table about background of the companies, but the table that you should show a much more comprehensive table that may have about 10 or 15 rows of information about each of these companies. Then you can look at companies side by side, because in some ways you want to compare companies side by side, because most of them are going to North Vietnam. So it's not like you got 4 in North and 4 in South, so you do that comparison. So that's not relevant. Most of them are going to North. So what is special about each of those companies going to the North in terms of their reasons? If you go to the next graph. All right. This kind of is okay. It's interesting. I'm just trying to get a hold of this. I think number one, you need to have a clear notification of how many reasons are in this block. All right, so you've got about 22 reasons, is that right? How many? So you should have an n equals how many, all right? Whenever you show a graph, you need to have the statistical number of observations, okay? And that's missing, so therefore that graph fails, okay? So make sure that you have, if you look at all my graphs, in the title, it's got in brackets, n equals how many. Did you notice that? Yes or no?
Yeah.
All right, so have a look at the KPMG report, how every graph, it tells you what numbers are we talking about here. All right, so just keep that in mind. This is okay. I'd like to see a little bit more detail. I would expect going after this graph, then you'll have quotations associated with each of these reasons from these companies. Okay, so good start.
Okay.
But come back to me by tomorrow, double confirm with me, how is there only 6? Like, just for information, the database has 70 moves, 70. And electronics is supposed to be the dominant. So I don't know how 6 is dominating the 70.
Because like last time, when we have the consultation with you, this is like the latest data that you say, like 2022, and there are 7, and then one of it's not moving to Vietnam, so it's 6.
Double check with the 70 they're moving, okay?
We don't have the 70,
Total is only 25, 26.
and then out of that is 7 is moving, is E&E industry.
Yeah, Sharifa, go and have a look at the database, please. Check with me.
I don't think we received the one with the 70
Yeah.
companies.
Yeah, go and have a look at the KPMG report. All right, it talks about the 70, and you need to reconcile this with the KPMG report. Okay.
Okay.
All right, and then you tell me what's missing.
So do you mean like we have to compare like?
No, you just go and come back to me and tell me why there's only 6.
Okay.
I think it'd be better if you do more than 6. All right, so, but this is a good start. Yeah, just come back to me, tell me have a look at KPMG report, which is based on all the 70 in Vietnam and how many in that 70 is electronics, how much footwear and things like that. And just tell me if there's more than 6 in the electronics part of that graph. Okay. What do you think?
Yeah, we take a look at the Excel sheet that you gave us.
Yeah, but also check KPMG report. There's a draft in Moodle. Okay, so have a look at that. I think that may help. Yeah, okay, very good.
You.
Any questions from anyone or any? Yeah, so your plan now, I think, just for class feedback, if you do 6, maybe it turns out to be right, there's probably no more than 10, but whenever you're comparing companies, always have one company per column. Never put features in the column. You put features in the rows. You always put characteristics in rows, and you always put cases in columns. You with me here? All right, so just keep that in mind for everyone, but very good start. Give them a hand. Give them a hand. This is fantastic. Thank you, Sharifa. Where's your partner online? Hello? Who else is?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's a good start. Okay, just remind me tomorrow or Monday whether your count is correct and I'm wrong, okay?
So do you want us to show now?
Not right now, but we'll have a look later.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, thank you. Very good. All right, let's go to Dia. Where's Dia? Oh, I've been waiting all semester for Dia's report. Very curious. Okay, well, come on. Come on, out the front.
I think you share it.
Is someone sharing? You've got one. Okay, can the others come out the front, please? Sorry, who's in your team?
All of it.
Oh, okay, so only need one to be on the computer. The other 3 need to be out the front. Hello? This is getting exciting tonight. Looking forward to it.
You do temper your expectation.
Oh, yes, I am. Yes. I'm already comparing CAT with my KPMG report. No, that's not a fair comparison, so don't worry. Okay, it's fine. All right.
So we are looking at.
Okay, let's give a hand to Dia. Okay, so can everyone see Dia as they're presenting online? Maybe out near the front here. Is that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there it's okay, as you wish. So let's just make sure we can see. This is funny, it keeps falling apart, this camera. But does it work? Oh, there they are. There you go. Okay. Oh, this camera keeps on talking to me. It's funny, isn't it? I just turned the volume off. Oh, you're right. Hello. Okay, there you go. All right. Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, so we are doing a comparison between warehouses and how they are automated, and we have the table is actually comparing. Sorry, it's comparing the processes which are typically seen in the warehouse. So we have, I believe it's 5 processes from receiving all the way up to delivery. Right. So and we are comparing 3 types of warehouses: a traditional warehouse, a fully automated warehouse, which is Amazon, and a semi-automated warehouse, which is Lazada. And in each step, we're actually setting out what happens, what occurs. So I'm not sure, Dr. Neil, do you want us to run through what is happening here now, or?
How big is this table?
About
So not gonna lie, we did it pretty last minute, the table. We had the information, but we put it in the table pretty
Okay,
last minute. So it's very wordy right now.
all right. So just overview.
Yeah.
Just focus on overview. So overview, you're comparing 3 what?
The traditional, the fully automated, and the semi-automated.
Traditional, fully, and semi in
Yes.
Malaysia, is it?
Yes. So the fully automated one is actually Amazon. So we're using that as like the benchmark of automation in warehousing.
And then
And then
Lazada?
Lazada is
Semi-automated.
semi-automated. And then the traditional is obviously the non-automated system of
Okay,
warehousing.
and the Lazada one is actual in Malaysia, correct?
Yes.
But the other two are not.
So
Traditional probably applies to the.
yeah, so traditional is just like in general context, like it's not in relation to any specific online shopping
Okay,
place.
all right. I would, okay, good. All right, but Lazada is your real case study.
So technically,
No,
it's
automation is our case study, and we are comparing how three types of organizations, how they operate their warehouse, and what can they do to move to the next level.
Okay, that's great. But what you might want to do is if you go to the rows under receiving, you might have about 6 different classifications. And then traditional, you tick 3. For the fully automated, you tick 5, and then Lazada, you're ticking 4.
Also, you want like the check system.
I think a check is good, and then you can spend time after that table to explain how it's different.
Yeah. So actually,
I think you want to remember a table. The perfect table can. It should be like a. How many of you are studying marketing? Anyone? All right. So if you're going to sell something and you're going to have a plantogram in a supermarket, right? There are 2 types of detail. One is when the customer spots it 12 feet away, right? And they see some detail. But the other is when they go right up to read actual details, they see more. You with me? So your perfect table is where, okay, I look at it very quickly. Oh, I see the ticks. Then I look in more detail. Now I see the difference between them. So figure out a way where if you can incorporate both those, then that makes your table even more special.
yeah. So what we have here is in some of these steps, the semi-automated has steps which are very similar to an automated warehouse, but there are some steps that may be different. So actually, some of these may be combined.
Okay.
So that way you can see.
What's similar is not interesting, right?
What's
Yeah.
different is
What is different is the interesting.
Correct.
can
But
look into the
if you show the commons, then whatever is in a box by itself will be the difference.
Okay.
And we can probably bold.
Well, the
bold.
common maybe should be ticked and then a characteristic on the side, right? Because it's going to be the same in each box.
Yeah, we can do that.
We'll try to do
Yeah.
the check
So
system.
the description can be here and then ticks and
Tick for the common and then explain for the difference or something like that. Okay?
Yep.
All right. Good. Okay, continue.
Continue.
Yeah, so I think when we look at these, when it comes to the receiving and let's say the stowaway and the picking steps, what we found is the semi-automated and the automated do have some level of commonality. So the Lazada warehouse is already using either barcodes or RFID to track the goods. There's already a system to tell the employees go and pick up this particular good when it's needed. But when we move down to, sorry, can you scroll down? Yeah, to the packing and to the delivery process, I think that's where there is some quite a bit of distinguishment between the semi-automated and the automated warehouse, as well as how goods move from one step to the other. So, for example, in the case of Amazon, they use a lot more robotics to move things, whereas Lazada, maybe they may use conveyors or they may use more manual processes. Yeah. And probably when it comes to packaging, for example, for the Amazon system, the system is smart enough to tell you, pick these goods in this particular order so that it will fit into this particular box so it can go to the customer. Whereas in the case of Lazada, the employee has to use a bit more brain power you have to put it all together in order to fit the packaging. And the same thing happens when it comes to delivery as well. So in the Amazon systems, it not only generates a delivery address and all that, but it also tells the delivery people what is the sequence when you deliver the goods. Whereas in the case of Lazada, it's a lot more manual.
Okay.
And Shamini has something to add.
Yeah, so like Preetham mentioned, one of the significant differences, they usually come in terms of packaging and delivery, where like Preetham mentioned, packaging and even logistics within the warehouse is very automated in Amazon, to the extent that the more, rather than having human pickers, they have robots who can actually go and pick the items from the specific location. But since Lazada is semi-automated, they would need to mention to the picker to go to this place, scan this barcode and collect the item from there and bring it back to the packing area.
Yeah, I get my feedback. First of all, it seems like you're comparing with Amazon, but you're not comparing with manual.
No.
Well, we might be summarizing because that's where we're interested. Yeah. The manual is going to be everything is manual.
Manual is basically the entire thing is dependent on the labor force, like on manual labor. So from the receiving of the process.
Well, actually, sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
And doing very, very well. The manual, in some ways, is more like the textbook operational step by step by step by
Yeah,
step.
yeah.
Am I right?
Yes, that is
So
correct.
It's kind of more like a framework.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And then Amazon, they've automated that framework. And what you're saying is Lazada has semi-automated it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I need to know is what things that Lazada has automated and what they haven't, and that's not clear in the table.
Okay.
All right.
Currently.
So you may just want to think a little bit more creatively about how you pick out what Lazada has manual and which ones are automated. Keep them separate. Maybe you have two columns: Lazada, manual, and automated.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Understood.
All right. Think about it. You just got to think about how to get across what you want to. The message. What is the key message you want to say with the table?
So I mean, in a way, the traditional can we like just drop that so we just compare these two?
Possible, but traditional might be the subcomponents of receiving or stow.
Yes.
You with me? Maybe the subcomponents.
Yeah.
The traditional may be, these are the operations that need to be undertaken,
Yeah.
whether it's manual or automated.
Yep.
Right? So then that would be clear then. It would be clearer. Then it becomes part of the first column.
Yeah.
You have to go through these operations, whether it's manual or automated.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
So I think that might be a way of just rechanging a bit. But this is so at the end, what's your final story? What's your final takeaway that you?
So final takeaway is studying the two case studies of Amazon and Lazada and figuring out, because one thing we noticed when we were doing research, okay, there is suggestions for automation even for e-retailers in Malaysia, but there is the question of, is it really needed? Is the automation really needed? Because to what degree is it needed? Because they are still going on fine without any issues with the level of automation they have right now. So this whole aspect of including robots into the system, is it needed, and will it be feasible in Malaysia?
I've got an idea for you. I think you need two tables. All right. You have one table where you've got Amazon, Lazada, and you have everything, and then all the different parts, and then Amazon obviously is green on everything, and then Lazada, they're green here, but they're red here. They're green here, they're red there. All right. And then you bring that out to your big table where you actually pull out the green and the red of Lazada, and then you have more detail like you've got here. All right.
So if there is like,
Okay.
if there's like in the same.
Like green, red. So you immediately see, oh, wow, Lazada's green like Amazon in these areas, but they're red in these areas. And then that becomes the guiding force of what you want to talk about. and then the reader gets it. Mirror under that table. I don't know what's manual or not. I don't see anything.
It's not. It's
All right.
it's not clean up.
So have kind of like a scorecard.
Yeah.
All right, and then you go into detail. All right, because in the end you want to say something about why is Lazada red on some characteristics. Then you focus on that, and then that becomes your contribution, and then you explain why are they red. Are they going to be red in the future? Are they going to be green in the future? What's holding Lazada back? Are you with me here?
Right.
All right, so give them a hand. Okay, very good.
Especially for like packing, they have the.
Does that make sense?
Sorry, I didn't show you. Then what did you ask?
Because especially for like packing, we have like Lazada and Amazon has certain similarities, like the whole RFID code thing, but in terms of selecting the packaging, they don't have the automation in Lazada, but they do have it. So can we use like a yellow, incorporate a yellow into it, or
Yeah.
you just want us to go?
Whatever color you like. Just,
Why we do it? They have more room.
I think you got the idea of what I'm saying now.
Yes.
This is
Thank you,
good.
Doctor.
No, you're welcome. This is good. Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So as you can see, we're giving feedback here. I'm not grading you. Relax. All right, not grading you. All right. So give Dear a hand. Okay. And so I want to see some traffic lights. All right. Traffic light. I love traffic lights. Just great. Okay. Okay. So Echidna's next. Is Echidna online, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
How are you? That's Viola, Mia, and who else have we got? Kevin and Dayu, right? Dayu.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Would you like to share your screen for what you want to present? Oh, Vale. Wow. This is cool. Valley or Vale? Valley.
Valley. Yeah. It's
Okay.
Portuguese. Yeah.
Okay. Look, sorry, I don't understand. All right. So look, okay, when I write a word here, all right, and as soon as you see the word, on the count of three, you yell out what that word says. You with me? Okay. Ready? One, two, three. Sail. Okay, another word. One, two, three. No, you didn't say valley, you said sail, bale, right?
English is hard.
Pardon?
English is hard.
When you say valley, you never say Sally. You know, oh, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, I'm going to a Sally, you know. All right, sorry. We've got to have fun. This is our last week together, am I right?
Yeah.
Right, so let's have fun with this. Okay, so it's valley, is that right?
Yes. Right.
Valley.
That's-
Okay. Please go ahead. Just give a 10-second overview. Who is Valley? And please go ahead.
Okay. Hello, Dr. New and everyone. So Valley is the mining company. Is one of the companies in the world, and it ranked went the first in the world mining company. So we choose the direction of the sustainable development in mining industry. In this paper, we selected 3 companies as a comparison: Valley, Rio Tinto, and BHP. In the main paragraph, we merely discuss the 3 reasons driving the sustainable development of these 3 companies: their regulation, market competition, and customers' performance. So my part is the customer customers' performance. In our interview with Dr. New and Wally this week, so Wally rapidly mentioned to the customers expected products is to reduce the emissions and sustainable development. And they also use the digital to sustainable blockchain management. So I part of the sustainable development of the eco-friendly products and the sustainable development of the blockchain, both about by the impact on the customers' two parts. And will also be compared with the other two companies in these two areas of the analysis. So now back to my teammate, Mia, to talk about her part.
Okay, thank you, Dave. And I will go the regulation part. So as you can see in the summary table, Valley, Rentado, and BHP have the same score and aim regarding on regulations. So they both have divided the regulation task into two different parts, like governance in supply chain and compliance. And then their final goal are same, which is consigning with the compliance objective of the government. But the only different is the factors that they focused on. Valley is more strict from the very beginning of the the suppliers register and also the middle part, like monitoring requirements. Then Reltano is more focusing on the products, such as like the lifestyle sizing of K products. Kevin, could you please go next page? Thank you. Yeah, and then next page. Yeah, so like this, like monitoring requirements. And then Reltano, next page. Reltano is more focusing on the products, such as like the lifestyle assessment of K products, employment of product management programs, and also third-party assignments. Next page. At the end, BHP is more interested in open and productive interactions with governments. So it's totally different. But what is really interesting, when we do the comparison and the risk rating rank, the result turns out that BHP has the lowest ESG risks. And Valley, as our main research target, they have the highest risk. But we won't talk too much here. We will give further detailed discussion in our final report. And that's all from my part. I will go pass to Viola to carry on.
Yeah, this page, thank you. Thanks, Mia. So my part is marketing competition in terms of sustainability. As per our interview guest, the driving of the sustainable development goal is actually to obtain competitive advantages in the market. So with the comparison of three companies' business model, we can conclude that Reltano is doing a good job in risk management, and Valley and BHP standardize the procedures to facilitate their cooperation with their suppliers and consumers to better understand the opportunities and the solutions to sustainability goal. Okay, that's
Okay, Viola, sorry to interrupt. So let's get to you. This is your main table, am I right?
Yeah.
All right. So how might your table be done differently?
Actually, this is just the outline. We will go the ratings and the detailed comparison in our final report.
Yeah, this table, as we see,
Yeah.
remember I said earlier, you want to have the company, one company on each column.
Yeah.
You don't want to repeat the companies on each row of each feature of the category that you're comparing.
Yeah. Of course.
All right. So so at the moment you've got scope, aim, action, investment. I'm really not sure what that means, because scope, aim, action, investment, is that a particular business framework? Where did you get that idea to do scope, aim, action, investment?
Actually, this is just the outline, not the final table of our report. We won't do this table in our final report. This is just the brief introduction of our project.
I think you need to have Valley Rio Tinto and BHP in the top columns, okay?
Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Yeah, thank you.
You have to.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
But
Mhm.
scope, aim, action, investment, I don't think that's a framework, but I like the idea of market competition, regulation, customers' performance, and you've got other categories, am I right?
Yes, yes. Mhm.
Yes.
And you focus on sustainability, am I right?
Yeah.
Right. Sustainability. Yes.
All right. Now it may be for some of those categories on the side, the subcomponents may be scope, aim, action, investment. I don't know, but I'm not saying that you shouldn't use that. If you have a compelling reason for why you want to do that, then just make that clear in the table. But then that would go as part of a row category, not a column category. Okay.
Okay, no problem. Yeah.
All right. Class, does everyone know what this group is doing? Put your hand up if you have it. Is anyone confused? Hello? Anyone? Good. Anyone confused? Does everyone know what Rio Tinto is and BHP is? Hello? They're mining companies. But what's BHP? BHP, don't you know what BHP is? Huh?
Oil.
Okay, can you see this one? Is this showing up? So Vale, RT, BHP, all right? So that's how your table should look. So BHP is a very special company. You know why it's special? Can I have your attention, everyone? All right. So let me just.
This is Australia map.
Okay, that's Australia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, almost.
All right. Okay. Now, what state is this one here? This is South Australia, all right? All right. This is Northern Territory, that's Queensland. But here you've got Victoria, right? Okay. All right. Now, I was born, where was I born in Australia?
Melbourne.
No, not Melbourne.
New South Wales.
Not Sydney, no way. No. I was born in a little town here called Mildura. All right. That's 1,000 kilometers west of Sydney. All right. Now, there's a little town which is it's about 200. It's over 200 kilometers north of Mildura. Okay. It's called Broken Hill. Broken Hill. What does BHP stand for? Broken Hill Proprietary Company. All right. And I've been in the mine in Broken Hill. That's where BHP started. Okay. So BHP is one of the largest mining companies in the world, along with Rio Tinto and Vale. I thought you'd like to know that. Okay. All right. Give a hand. Give a hand to our Echidna. Okay. Echidna, great effort. Just rearrange your table, make it a little bit more specific on what Vale is doing. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for the suggestion. Thank you.
And well done on organising the interview with the manager at Vale. I think that was very well done. So you recorded the interview, correct?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah,
I uploaded. Yeah.
It's important. You may want to put some quotes of the interview into your assignment. Okay.
Yes, we will,
So-
and we will insert some video part into the presentation. into the video project. Can we do that?
If you got time, but just work with your priorities. Your priorities should be making it very, very clear how Valley is managing its sustainability responsibilities. Am I right?
Yeah, yes.
All right, so just stick to the plan. Okay, you're not looking at how Valley is managing its costs. You're not looking at how Valley is trying to be the biggest in the world. You're looking at how Valley is managing its sustainability responsibilities. Am I right?
Yes, it makes sense. Yeah.
All right, so make sure that that's very clear. What is the scope of those responsibilities, and then how they managing that? And then you do the comparison with BHP and Rio Tinto. All right, very good. Okay, give them a hand. Okay, how are we going? Frog is next, am I right? Where's Frog?
One bear to go first.
One bear is here. Hi.
Yes, we are here.
Oh, Frog's online too, is it?
Yes.
Oh, that is so cool. All right, Frog, would you like to go ahead?
Sure. Let me share screen first.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. That's lovely. It's amazing how we get all these videos. Oh, apparel manufacturing.
Yeah. Shall I begin?
Oh, this is interesting. What sourcing? What doing the same? So you're doing something similar to Kat. You're doing electronics. They're doing apparel.
Well, I'm not sure it's the same industry or not.
No, you're doing different industry. But did you know that you're doing the same to Vietnam? Oh, now you do.
No.
Okay, so you groups should talk to each other. All right, with the aim of improving both of your, ideas. All right, okay. Apparel manufacturing. Did I share some data with you? Am I right?
Yes, we got the source from your sharing.
Okay, maybe I need to share the same data with you.
Okay.
I thought I did.
Yeah, it's the same.
Same?
Not the same.
All right, talk to me after and we'll make sure you get access. Okay, all right. Just for the class's information, and from week two that Vietnam dominates the sourcing shift. Like in the KPMG report, out of 232 markets, Vietnam was a recipient of 70, like 70 out of 232. Like that's just crazy. Like 70 out of 232, that's 1/3, right? Like India was next with only less than 20. All right. Indonesia only had about 10 sourcing shifts. Taiwan was a big recipient, but still less than 20. USA was a big recipient, but still less than 20. Mexico was a big recipient, less than 20. So Vietnam with 70 is huge. And yeah, Vietnam was a big recipient of apparel, big recipient of electronics. Okay, please go ahead, Frog. Thank you.
Okay, so in our assignment, we will mainly explain the current challenge of the apparel manufacturing and supply chain we faced in China, because this is also the reason why they moved to Vietnam. And then the main part is to explain the current situation of the industry moving to Vietnam by introducing 3 companies each of apparel and footwear industry they face, and supported by data. So next part, my team member will go through the table.
Okay. My part is the first table. We explore the reasons for this phenomenon and list 3 major challenges, because in recent years, a growing number of brands have shifted their supply chain from China to Vietnam, which are firstly operation costs, including labor cost and environmental cost. The second is the impact of economic and trade environment change. Under the background of globalization, finally, it also includes the influence of some Chinese industrial factors and change of investment environment. My part is finished. The following part is to Yunzhe.
Okay, under the theme of the supply chain shift, we select the 6 companies to study, 3 each in the apparel and footwear categories. What they have in common is that they started with China as the first as a supply chain market and have gradually shifted to Vietnam in recent years. The second table borrowed from the Excel sheet provided by Dr. and briefly describe the basic information of the 6 companies, such as the headquarters, the market capitalization, and also the brand position. Among them, the Gap and Uniqlo belong to the fashion. And this type are mainly concerned with the label and the raw materials price. The Skechers belong to the more traditional apparel brands, and the link between suppliers, label cost are more important to it. Among the footwear brands, Nike and Adidas are sports brands, and Steven Martin is a business brand, and they all are part of the OEM factory model. So labor costs are the major concern for them.
Okay, this is good. Sorry to interrupt. Remember, the purpose of tonight is to sharpen your message and how best your tables can be used. And I see that. Okay, number 1, you've done very, very well because you've got companies in the columns and you've got characteristics in the rows. Okay, good. All right. Is there another table you got after this, or is this your main table?
We have another one.
Okay, please go to the next table, please.
Next table. The third table is my part. We explore the change faced by these 6 companies in China. The 3 main areas are logistics, labor, and factory closure due to the epidemic, followed by rising costs in terms of labor costs, exchange rates, environmental costs, and raw material costs.
And any more? Is there another picture? Or is that the size of that table?
Well, actually, we just arranged the table, but the data sourcing shift and the map we haven't done yet. So we just
okay. This is great. And sorry to interrupt, but I'll just give you some feedback.
Yeah.
The table I'm watching now, I really like that. I like that very, very much. Okay. So what number 1 is, because first of all, I get a picture from a distance. So I can see, Nike's there, but Skechers is not. And then Steve Madden is different. And so I don't have to read anything. I can see patterns. You with me? So This is what I was trying to say earlier. If you want to show patterns and then the data, you want to be able to try and think about how you can show both. And you may need 2 tables to do that properly. I would I think the thing, okay. Number 1, were there other footwear manufacturers in the data? I think there were. Yes or no?
Yeah.
I would sooner you look at all of the footwear manufacturers or all of the apparel rather than you do half and half, unless you have a compelling comparison that you want to do between the 2. Do you know what I mean? So, for example, why would you choose Skechers? Why don't you choose H&M? You with me? Like H&M is bigger than Skechers. You see, so just I'm just questioning your choice of what companies you are comparing, because I know all of these companies are in the database. You with me? You cannot say that, we chose Skechers because we can get more information on that.
Actually, sorry, doctor, because the Gap and Unique belongs to the fast fashion industry, and we select Skechers as the third one because the Skechers not belongs to the fast fashion, and it belongs to the additional manufacturing. So we want to select the 2 more different industry to do the comparison.
Yeah, Jing Chen, you might be right, but I'm not clear on why you chose what you chose. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not totally understanding. Can I, number one, can you go back and have a look at the full list that's in the database of apparel companies and footwear, okay? All right, don't have to do that now, just make a note for tomorrow, okay? Just
Okay,
go
got
back
it.
and have a look. Number two, if you go, can you go back to the, no, I like your tables, but I think you go to slide 4, please.
Slide 4, okay.
Yeah. Okay, this is fine. I'd like to, yeah, Nike, Adidas, where's Puma? You with me? Whenever I say Nike, Adidas, I like, what else do you think of? Puma, but it's missing. So it's, why did you choose Steve Madden and not Puma? You know what I mean? And then why not Under Armour, and why not, you know what I mean? Like, so just be clear, because first of all, look, Steve Madden is so small, all right? So small, like Nike, Adidas and Puma are the big players. So it may be you have a theory reason. Oh, we chose Steve Madden because we want to compare large with small. Okay, and we say you want to make a point that Steve Madden is moving out of China, not because of geopolitical risk, because it's a smaller company, it's because of costs. Whereas Nike and Adidas, they're moving more for geopolitical risk and not for costs, because they're larger. If you want to make that point, then that makes sense.
Okay,
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, we understand.
So it's okay, you choose what you choose, but have a logical reason for why you're choosing the companies to compare. Okay?
Get it.
All right. And then go back and have a look at the database and see what other companies are there that, and you can still stick with, and this table here, I want to see double the number of rows. The one with all the stars. Can you go back to the one with the stars? Like here, you've only you've only got six rows of comparing across them, right?
Yeah.
But there's 15 reasons for moving in the database.
We still go here.
Yeah, there's more. Okay, you haven't showed that. All right, so I get it. So just go back to the KPMG report. Make sure that they're in the right order. Okay.
Okay, get it.
But I think you're on the right track. So very well done.
And there was the opportunity in Vietnam we showed here.
Okay, these are pull factors, right? You remember, you've got geopolitical, you've got push factors, that is China increasing costs, xenophobic risk, other risks. Then you've got pull factors, that is attractions by Vietnam. Okay, so make sure you label them correctly. Okay.
Okay, get it.
And remember, if you're going to have stars and explanations for the push factors, then you need to have that for the pull factors too.
Get it.
You need to be consistent.
Okay.
Okay, good. Okay, well done. Great effort. Okay, all right. What we're going to do now, let's have a break. We've heard from cat, deer, echidna, and frog. Am I right? All right, so we're halfway. So let's have a 10-minute break. We come back and we've got 5 left to do. Am I right? Okay, good. This is so good. Already, presentations already are very well done already. So great effort. And we just want to make your reporting even better, more communicative. Okay, let's have a break. I'll see you back in 10 minutes. What did you find out? Did I share the data? Was that all the electronics?
Yeah, this is the new one.
And then it's like original.
Oh, yeah, the original. This is the, I think this is about 19, but the old one has 270. Yeah, that's because at the moment we're just looking at the
Like those like some electronic industry and so like previously we have 7 but like this one kind of like so like I think
what I'll do is I'll share you the data. There's another dozen.
but like
At the moment, even if you do, does that make it more complicated? Because at the moment, so you're going to look into details of how they provide their funding. Okay, you've got this, right? So then you've got quotes associated with that?
yeah. Fine.
And have you gone, have you found more? Like
Yeah.
I've already given you
Yeah,
some.
we have added.
You've added in more.
Yeah.
The one you
You found more.
Yeah, we found more for
you have poison at like some poison.
Right.
so like more effective, like rather than so we only focus on right now.
Let's have a look. I could. This is very nice. I haven't seen it done that way. Oh.
I don't understand what.
Yeah.
So like this better, is it better?
No, I like that.
Extremely.
No, you do both. Do both.
Both?
No,
It's
sorry.
on mine just got
Okay.
See now, like how I did.
But even double the.
Okay, let's have a look. How many have we got? Yeah.
Oh, Aisha, are you doing automotive?
Which one?
The third table.
You're doing.
What is the name of the automotive manufacturer? Oh, the cars. Let me do it. Okay, let me do it.
Right, now we want to do Vietnam. Now we do Vietnam. Vietnam South and North.
You just do functions.
Which is one.
So based on this, electronics, there are wireless. One or two of those are in the yeah, like Foxconn. Yeah, I've got this is the total database now. So based on that, I'm 20. Yeah, I understand. Right, so you're just doing it. How many are you doing? Just go to detail. What you could do, but you could have a summary table, like this. You copy this and transpose these numbers across all the reasons. You know, you've just got this, and then this is earlier on in your database, right? And you've got this, these are your columns, and then you've got all the reasons as the verbs, just in electronics. And then you have a tick. See where you got a one? One.
It's lower thing than delete 3 rows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but at the moment, you've got 6, but one by counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. The reason why you might do that is say, okay, here's the dominant pattern of 23 here to 6 against. Oh, and the other thing is data. No, what you got is it's okay. No, I like the page payments.
Like we actually initially we like separate like bar chart and also the map of Vietnam
But there's only one down south. Maybe just look at Vietnam North. TCL is the only one down. So then you just look north, yeah. Then you go to
I went to all of them. I went for each
Xiaomi, this one, TCL should be there. Xiaomi is Vietnam North. Okay, let's I see where you are now. You're just working on a data chart. But if you get the biggest database like this one, you have to look at this one. I think it'd be good if you just take those, the ones that went to Vietnam North, switch it around. Here's all the reasons. Here's the 16 and 17 topics, and then yeah.
I
You can have a smaller number, but I'm just saying it's a large number. Okay, continue then. I would focus on, see, you only got TCL down below, so it's a bit hard for you to say north or south. Most of us focus on north. You've only got unless you want to find a few more that went to the south. It might be better if you tried to find some that are in Vietnam South. To go with TCL. One or two more, you want at least three. That's what I mean, like, yeah, it's a bit hard for you to say north or south. There's only one that's,
How far are you guys?
you know. Let's have a look, see? TCL, any others?
I don't think it's
Olympus
funnier
and
than
Sharp.
We're like almost.
And then Adidas.
that is a lot of.
So Olympus and Sharp, you may want to, okay, Olympus and Sharp went to Vietnam South. So you may want to. The reasons why they went south. See if that's different from north. See here, you just got one south.
Oh.
So you may want to.
No, I mean,
Maybe you add in two more souths
number 2
and suddenly
internationalized,
you have
so we need to do a review.
Oh, you're gonna do
Apparently we went for T-Live with topic 1, then we changed it.
Have a discuss with the group. You know. There are, I think the north and south. That's nice. That's nice comparison. You add in Olympus and Sharp. And all the data's there, all the.
My bro here, I think it really works. Never mind whatever you give him.
You want me to write it for you? I'll write it for you.
It wasn't.
Well,
I
still,
finished my one.
no, I don't. As a group.
We all agreed on T-Live, you know, and then things really raised some concerns. And then finally we agreed on T-Live and we changed it. Because actually T-Live had limited resources.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Very limited and we were able to go other people, so I thought maybe, you know, reviewing the internationalized would be even better.
You can depend on the oh yeah,
Listen to yourself, whatever you say.
Okay, is everyone ready? I've got a game to play with you.
All right, let's play.
All right, and I want to see how good you are, since all of you are being told that we're going to be taken over by AI. So we're going to play an AI game. Okay. The game won't take a couple of minutes, but your participation is required. So let me show you the exhibit. I'm going to play a video, and you need to tell me which one of these is real and which one is AI. Okay. Not again. I'm going to share my screen. Can everyone hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to play a game now. Okay, so the game is as follows. I'm going to play there's going to be 3 people you're going to watch. You need to tell me which one is the human and which one is the AI.
Okay.
Okay. So you need to watch. All right. 準備好了. Are you ready? All right. All right. So let's start. Can you all see this online? Yes or no?
Yes, we can.
Okay. And I just want to make sure that I can share the computer volume. Let me just check. I share the sound.
For Paul is called Optimizing Fulfillment for Social Commerce and Impact of Social Media on Software. So today's session for Paul is called Optimizing Fulfillment.
Okay. Your job is to identify which of these people is AI and which of these people is a real human. Okay. All right. So let's just start. Are we all clear online what you have to do?
Yep, clear.
Okay, so there'll be 3 people. The first one, this one here is called Max, and you'll see the next one is Mia, and Mia, and the last one is Isabella. Okay, so let's start this again and have fun.
What's this guy's name? What's his name? Max.
Yeah. So today's session for Paul is called Optimizing Fulfillment for Social Commerce and Impact of Social Media on Supply Chain. So welcome, Paul.
Today's session is about successful Asia procurement strategies, including the way forward with procurement digitization. It's great to have you here today, Nice Peter. Welcome again. Please.
Using fully automated smart warehouse drone systems. Prior to joining Infinium Robotics, Arjun has worked in the HE, EIT, and industrial automation domains. He holds a master's degree in robotics and embedded systems from University of Salford, United Kingdom, and a bachelor's degree in instrumentation and control from University of Calicut, India. Today's session is about fully automated stock.
Only one is AI.
Okay, there you go. So which one is AI?
Only one is AI? Only one? Or there can be two? Is there only multiple choice or?
I don't know. Well, give me your first one. Who is AI? Which one?
Mia.
Sorry, Mia. All right, Mia. Okay. And is there another AI?
Isabella.
Isabella? Hands up for Isabella. Online?
All of the AI.
Online? Anyone for Max?
Yes, I love Max. I don't believe in Max.
Wait a minute, let's see Max again. Are you sure? Let's check.
He's a really good AI.
So today's session for Paul is
Stop talking, you're trying to listen.
Today's session is about successful Asia procurement strategies, including the way forward with procurement digitization.
For sure.
It's great to have you here today, Nice Peter. Welcome again. Please.
Using fully automated smart warehouse drone systems.
AI.
And industrial automation.
Okay, so
he holds a master's
this
degree
AI, this one here.
in embedded systems from University of
This
Salford.
one? Yes or no? Hands up for yes.
Instrumentation and control from
Online?
University of Calicut, India.
Yes.
Today's session is about fully automated stock.
Okay, Isabella is AI, yes. Okay, all right, then you got 2 left. There's Max and Mia.
Everyone is AI.
Which one is AI out of Max and Mia?
Mia.
Mia is the AI.
Mia.
Hands up for Max is AI. You're joking. Hands up for Mia. Sorry, hands up for Max again. Anyone online for Max?
Max is not AI because he got deep eye bags.
What?
Deep eye bags.
His reasoning is
Yeah.
that the AI can't be
Yeah,
stressed.
AI can't be stressed, I can see Max can be stressed.
Yeah, but that's you. You. What do you think?
I think he's an AI.
No.
Anyone else?
I don't trust him.
AI.
AI?
Yeah.
Really? Are you
Yeah.
serious?
It's a very good recording.
Okay. Online, anyone for Max is AI.
Mia just looks too perfect.
Oh.
All right.
Max
Online.
Max like eye bags.
Okay, enough of that. Online, please.
Like us.
Hello. Shamini, what do you think?
Shamini, what do you think?
Shamini, I asked you a question.
Please respond.
Yeah.
Shamini, are you asking?
Shamini,
Uh-huh.
which one is AI?
Max.
Yeah.
Calling it.
Okay, she's also on our team.
Yeah, she's also telling Max.
Anyone else?
We have two people replied on chat. Mia, Viola, and
Okay. All right.
AI.
I'm not AI. All right. Okay, so the real Mia and Isabella is AI. Yeah. All right. So Max is my good friend. He's in Shanghai at the moment. All right. I'll tell him that they thought you were AI.
I know he's human.
because he has very short eyebrows.
All right. So it's interesting because I'm a member of the Global Supply Chain Council, and for one, they do about 15 conferences a year. And normally Max introduces everyone. Then suddenly this event, there's Mia and Isabella introducing everyone. I thought, oh, this is strange. But he went back to Max now. Mia and Isabella were fired. Okay, who are we up to now? Bit of fun here. Giraffe, is it? Shall we have Giraffe? Or let's go with Bear. Where's Bear? Okay, give Bear a hand. I'll stop sharing.
Should we go with it? Just stand there for more.
AI one minute.
Me and Jerry, we're not gonna talk about this.
Good Bear. Okay. It's
What's the mic?
That's why I'm thinking like use.
Where's the AI stuff? What's the AI?
Change to something.
I'm not AI. I have eye bags.
so who we got? Max, Mia, and Isabella.
These two are my eyes.
Only then we'll be talking.
Alright. So our project will talk about the effects and responses of automotive industry on the semiconductor shortage. As we know that it's a very popular topic nowadays, it's relating to the chip war. So let's get started. So we show you some main tables. We try to make it as industry friendly as possible, straightforward with the numbers and with top 5 semiconductor companies on their production capacity. So you can see that Samsung holds the top spot as production, and top 5 will be Kioxia from Japan. And I actually total up, you can see that from the total, their production capacity is almost 11,000. And then revenue 154.3 billion. And then they have actually just from the top 5, the global capacity share 53.8%. Can you imagine just top 5, 53.8? So this is surprising for us. And then their clients, we included, just blocked by the transcription. So it's like Apple, AMD, just included with the clients they deal with. So with all the production, you can see that per month, they actually produce a lot. But the problem is why there are still, shortage, why the automotive industry is still impacted. So let's move on more. So these are the top 5 automotive semiconductor, they dedicated to only automotive. So the first one spot is Infineon, which is one of our, we did an interview too with the guy from Infineon. He manufactured the company for most automotive. And then just the top 5, you can see is almost half too of the global automotive semiconductor. So move on the next slide. So these are the top 5 automotive manufacturer. So you can see that this is the main part where the chip shortage losses. You can see that Volkswagen actually suffered the most due to chip shortage, and then total up everything is actually 34.2 billion losses just based on chip shortages. And then their main chip supplier, which is also blocked, you can see from here, it's like ST. Those are the big players, Qualcomm, those kind of, yeah. And these are the top 5. And then moving on.
I think if you start talking, the transcription will go with it.
Okay, so these are just illustration on the top 5 challenges in managing supply for semiconductor company, and this is just a table to further elaborate. I'm not going to bore you with those texts. Everything is just everything is on the report. Dr. Neil can read further from that. I'm not going to bore everyone for that. So okay, I just want to briefly explain just move on to the next slide. So the thing is, like, with the semiconductor, like during COVID, the automotive, they stopped ordering semiconductors. It's because no one's buying new car. It's non-necessity. So the automotive semiconductor players, they stop manufacturing semiconductor for these automotive players. And what they do is they shift focus to electronic goods. They focus on tablets, they focus on laptops, they focus on smartphones, because lockdown, the demand surge for that, but no one's buying new cars. So when they switch their production line to that, then unexpected surge of demand for new cars after the lockdown, they cannot cope back with the new surge of demand. But people are buying new cars after the lockdown. So this the automotive semiconductor players, they cannot cope because they already switched their priority. So if you can see from this picture over here, this is a very important picture. So this is the challenges for semiconductor manufacturer. So as you see from the time goes by, from 1971, the first semiconductor manufactured by Intel, up to 2020. So the size of the semiconductor chip from 10 microns actually managed to shrink to 5 nanometer. And then the transistor count is actually up to from just 1K to 30 billion. So consumers are demanding smaller chips and more complex, more powerful. Can you imagine? So you need more skills for this. And you need, more this. This is a challenge. You can't just, ramp up the production for semiconductor. It's very complex. So, and also why now the automotive players, they rely so much on the semiconductor is because you can see that from 2000, only 18% rely on automotive electronics. But now currently with 40%, it's projected up to 2030, it's going to reach 45%. So basically, and we're going to cover the strategies too, for automotive industry on how to overcome this in our report more deeply. So these are the main section that we have. So with all, thank you for listening.
Wow.
Any comments?
Wow. Very, very good presentation.
Thank you.
Very good.
Anything you want to add?
Your table is, go back to the table. We'll just comment on the table. Stop. You got 3 tables.
Yes.
The first one is the semiconductor companies. The second one is the
Automotive
semiconductor manufacturers.
Yes, based on automotive.
And then the last one is the
Automotive.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So you need to. I think it's a no-brainer that you have a motivation for what you're studying, and to break down or pull apart where the shortages occur and from whom did the shortages come from, all right? So I think that's very well done. Just make it, I think the only confusing part to an ordinary person like me is your first and second tables.
Okay.
It strikes me that none of these in that first table these are more wafer manufacturers, or they actually make the semiconductor. The other group actually.
Yes, like only for automotive. They focus more on automotive.
So none of these make for automotive directly.
They do, but they don't prioritize automotive. They do more on consumer goods. But what?
Oh, okay, because the client's at the bottom.
Production capacity. So these are the biggest based on production.
And you go to the next table. I want to see the production capacity of these, but you're not showing.
Yeah, I've tried to pull up some. I can't find the production.
You got to try and for those two comparisons. It'd be good if you have the same rows. Do you know what I mean? The same rows of characteristics.
Oh, okay.
So if the first table is the big ones and these are smaller, well, like how much smaller are they? Oh, you got the revenue. I say that's a comparison. And then if you're going with that one there, you should go from biggest to smallest. So Texas Instruments should be first, and then SDM, and then Infineon.
No, we are comparing on not revenue.
The market share.
The market share.
Because the first table you're comparing on revenue.
No, production capacity.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I put up on the desk.
Why don't you work on? No, it is market share, capacity share.
This one, production capacity.
Anyway, the revenue is about the same in terms of the comparison. So I hear what you're saying. All right. Okay. I think you know where you're going on this one. That's quite clear. So, and you interviewed Infineon, right?
Yeah, the senior director.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah, technology.
Yeah, you know, one of our lecturers here used to work for Infineon.
Oh, who is that?
Andre.
Oh,
Dr. Andre from management. So maybe talk to him. You have to talk to him now.
Send my regards to him.
I saw him at lunch today, so I'll tell him my students are doing Infineon. I'll maybe show your assignment to him to see what he thinks. All right, thank you. Great effort.
Thank you.
Great effort, Bear. That's very good. All right. Just a note, especially when you're doing a video presentation, make sure the you two guys.
There will be AI there.
Oh,
No.
yeah. All right. Don't be AI. Yeah, don't be Isabella or Mia, okay?
Yeah. We're all gonna be Max.
Right, 3 Maxes, okay. Wait a minute. Is this? Oh, you're the 4th. You're Isabella. No, sorry. Okay, so you're okay. Good, the 4 of you. Okay, great. Okay, well done. So that's Bear, and next we have Giraffe. Is it Giraffe or do we want?
I think Giraffe is online, but I'm not quite sure if my teammates are in the class.
Just double check. Because we can go with Giraffe, Hippo, Iguana, and Jaguar. So we've got 4 to go. Am I right? Okay. Giraffe, do you want to go now, or do you want to wait for your friends to come together?
But I'm not sure if they are going to attend the class or not.
All right. What we'll do, we'll go. You follow up with your friends in the usual way, and well, not if they're not here. So just follow up with them. None. Can you do that? And we will go on to Hippo.
All right.
I've been waiting for Hippo all this semester. Hippo, where's Hippo? Yes, Didar's group.
Wow.
Yeah, come on, Hippo.
Go, boy.
Come on. We'll do Hippo now. We'll come back to Giraffe. Is that okay, Lung?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Thank you.
It's already.
Come on, Hippo. Yep, it's coming up. All good. It's all been shown. Very good. Okay. Oh, there's another one on Vietnam. This is very interesting. Vietnam's the flavor of the month at the moment. Oh man, what? Okay. Okay, give Hippo a hand.
Good evening, everyone. We are Group Hippo. We have 4 members. My name is Alton, and we got Leon, Peter, and Yarmai. So our topic is forced labor in Vietnam, especially in apparel industry. The main purpose for we doing this topic is based on the current situation, the pandemic. A lot of companies shut down, and the people, the buyers want the lower cost clothes and like shoes, like something like that. So
what I suggest is you stand here and then you speak to here, okay? And then people online can see you clearly. Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah. We got our idea from the previous the guest lecture.
Matthew Friedman.
Yeah, the doc. That's
Matthew Friedman.
Yeah.
Okay, big voice so people online can hear you. Close to the microphone. Thank you.
Can you explain?
Dida, you please go ahead.
All right. So we got the motivation and information from Matthew Friedman when he talked about the forced labor in Vietnam issues. So we looking at the trafficking report in Vietnam, and the current trend as we see that they are right now in Tier 2 watch list. We'll explain that in next slide. What is that? And the challenges currently we see that overall whole world that about 40 million individuals who are a victim of it, and also its issues and threats throughout the globalization, and why it's increasing. Vietnam increasing is because of the fast fashion industry, the RMG, and due to the cost control, it's day by day increasing more and more. And okay, so move to the next slide. Okay, as we can see here, okay, due to the caption again. So the countries in green are the Tier 1, and yellow represents the Tier 2, and the orange are Tier 3 or Tier 2 watch list. So what it means, like Tier 1s are the one who took a great measurement of demolishing this human trafficking issues from their country and legislative bodies as well, from the corporate governance, if we can see. And Vietnam right now in Tier 2 watch list, who are actually even, is getting even worse on that condition where they're getting in Tier 3. As we see currently, Adidas, Nike, Puma, and Converse, New Balance, they have the factories in Vietnam. So due to the even more what do you call it, the demand of the industry, it's increasing where Vietnam is moving from Tier 2 to Tier 3. So yeah, so far we have this. You want to continue, Leon?
Question. Can you make? Can you explain what's the difference between Tier 2 and Tier 3?
Yeah, sure. Tier 3 is the countries who are actually still is the worst, in the third place, where there is not having even the I mean, I would say they are having, but not as much as compared to Australia.
So what you're saying is that Malaysia is worse than Vietnam?
Well, Malaysia is orange. Oh yeah, okay.
No, Malaysia is Tier 3. Is that correct?
Oh, is it?
Looks like it to me.
There are reports of human trafficking to Malaysia.
Huh?
Yeah, it's from the Pearson's report, the US
Yeah, we got from
The Pearson reports human trafficking. So if
Okay,
it's,
I think if you're going to use this in your report, just make clear what tier 1, 2, 3 is and have it properly sourced.
Sure.
You cannot just have colors and not explain what they mean, all right?
Sure.
Yeah. What Australia's green,
Yeah, it's like
Philippines is green, and South Korea is green.
yes, they took the highest measurement in demolishing these human trafficking.
All right, so Vietnam's better than Malaysia. Indonesia is better than Vietnam,
Yes.
which is interesting. Okay.
Cambodia, Vietnam, they're like they're in worse condition due to the demand. They're even getting from tier 2 watch list to 3 maybe.
Okay, all right, so can we get to your main table, please? This is your main table? Yep, okay. I like that too. I like that flow chart. That looks very nice. So that's good.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's very nice. When you're doing your video presentation, that's a very good way of summarizing the situation, you know? Okay, table, please.
Where's the table?
So initially we thought that we need to compare countries with country. For example, in this chart, like what you said, China, like there's one group previously they wanted to move from China to Vietnam. So we did that. Then halfway we realized that we need to compare companies within Vietnam, within the apparel industry.
Are
So we
you
kind of
doing
like-
that? So you're going to do Adidas, Nike, New Balance, Puma, and Converse. Is that right?
Maybe pick the top 3 lah. The top 3
So,
companies.
who else is doing the apparel?
The one online, I think.
Mia. Oh, sorry.
Not the AI, the real one.
Okay. All right.
I'm not sure.
Echidna and wait a minute. Echidna. Yeah, I think Echidna's doing it. Echidna, you're doing footwear and apparel in Vietnam. Is that correct?
No, we have sustainability, sir. I think it's frog.
Frog,
Yeah,
you're doing it. Am I right? Are you there, Frog?
Yes,
Hello?
we are here.
Yang Zi Wenbin, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Wenbin, question to you. Remember, I asked you, why are you doing Adidas and Nike and you don't have Puma? Well, this group here has got Adidas, Nike, New Balance, Puma. You're with me here. All right.
Yeah.
So I just want to double check that you cannot add Puma into your comparison. Okay.
Okay.
If you just expanding on what I gave you, ideas I gave you earlier. Is that okay? Yeah. All right. Now this one, you're going to expand that column down and then have all different characteristics where you're going to do a comparison across them. Is that right?
Correct.
All right. When you talk about factories, I'm just wondering, is there any other company you just want to do those 5? Is that right? They're the 5 largest, are
Actually,
they?
there are even if you talk about the RMG, there's at least 5 to 10, I guess. Zara, Cole, H&M.
Yeah, but that's apparel. You're just looking at footwear, am I right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, then just make that clear. Just focus on footwear only. This is where Frog needs to make a decision about whether they focus on apparel and footwear or just apparel or just footwear, just to be very clear about what you're doing. All right, you're just looking at footwear, that's fine. Just want to double check with your sources that these are the top 5.
Sure.
Are they the top 5?
Yeah, actually, so far, this is why we see that they are the top 5.
Okay, top 5 by revenue or by just factory number?
Factory number. So far.
Okay.
But
Okay.
we try to say because
And what about Under Armour? Sorry to interrupt. Under Armour. What about, how come Under Armour isn't
their
there?
names like not really appearing a lot, so maybe they're not a big one.
Just double check.
Yeah, sure.
So I think Under Armour is bigger than Converse.
Yeah, we thought that too. Like, how come the
Just double check.
environment's not there?
No, you got to double. You're doing.
No.
You. you're doing website research, so you need to double and triple check. You with me? You're not interviewing anyone, right?
We thought of interviewing Matthew Friedman. But we need to come up with a better plan whether we should or, like the necessity of it.
You could interview him if you want to. So it's up to
I
you.
was connected to him on LinkedIn. He
Good.
didn't reply back, so.
No, I'm sure he'd be willing to talk to you, but you just got to give him some notice, that's all. All right.
Right.
Okay, this is, you got the beginnings of a table, so you got plenty of work to do.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're still trying,
you got to find the tension. What are you doing? You're not comparing North and South Vietnam. You're not comparing footwear or apparel. What are you comparing? Because they're all going to Vietnam. So what are you comparing? Are you comparing if you're focusing on human traffic, class, can everyone listen in here? Because every one of you, you've got to find what is the niche of your report. You cannot just talk about everything. You've got to have, so for example, the, not frog, echidna is looking that, Viola, your group, right? You're looking
yes,
at,
sir.
yeah, you're looking at sustainability of Valley,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You're not looking at the human rights of Valley. You're not looking at the productivity of Valley. You're just looking at the sustainability, right? All right.
Yeah,
So you're clear. I just want the message to every one of you. Just be very clear right from the beginning to the end of your report what you are studying. You don't have to study everything. All right. So what is so for example, the previous group that presented, this one here. Okay. Bear. All right. You're studying the reason why.
Automotive, we focus on automotive.
Yeah, and you focus on automotive and you're looking at why, and so therefore you've got to do a lot of analytics because the background of why is a supply and demand imbalance, right? And so then you've got to explain that, and that's your focus, right? So what is your focus? One way of thinking about it is suggesting to you is you go and have a look at Adidas's annual report, Nike's annual report, New Balance, Puma, Converse or Under Armour, and you look at their statements about their modern slavery statements. Do they make any statements with respect to Vietnam? You know what I mean? And then you do a comparison of what they say.
Okay, great idea.
Do you understand?
Yes.
But you got,
is the example you showed the Tanam, and yeah, we could do something.
but you got to do something. You've got to get stuck into it because time's running out.
Yes.
All right. You know, this is, you've got to do a double weekend on this one. Because you're not interviewing them. So where are you going to get the data from? The online statement, you're better off going to their annual reports because they're all listed companies. And so therefore that's verifiable. What statements are they making about the human rights record? And you actually get that and then you see if there's a difference. But do they talk about a particular country? Are they talking about just Vietnam? Which one of them is which one is given more disclosure? Which one is given less disclosure?
Okay.
And you do a comparison or something like that. Okay.
Sure. All right.
What do you think? And the other thing too, another thing is, what is the basis of human trafficking? Hello, everyone. What is the unit in human trafficking? Hello?
You mean as unit?
What's the unit? What's the unit in human trafficking? Come on.
Child.
Yeah, just one person. A person is a unit, right? You with me? So when you compare these companies, you've got to have a row that don't just tell me how many. Adidas has 37 factories. You need to tell me that Adidas employs 20,000 people in Vietnam. You with me? Because you're talking about human trafficking, so you need to put the data in human terms. Does that make sense? All right. Okay, good luck. Well done. Great effort. Okay, next. Who's next? Giraffe. Giraffe, are you with us? Could you
I am.
could you stop sharing? Stop sharing the.
Already.
Okay, good. Yep. How are we going there, Liang?
Good, good.
Your group
Everything's also good. Is my teammate in the class? I just want to check. Are they?
Just you on your own.
All right,
Liang,
it's okay.
have you got a table that you want to share? Yes or no?
Yes, I do. I do have one.
Okay, okay. Please go ahead.
All right.
Let's give Lang Giraffe a hand. Thank you, Lang. Thank you.
Give me a second. Give me. Is my screen sharing?
It's coming up. Yes, it is.
All right. You guys see it. Maybe. Oh shit, my connection is quite bad, so maybe it's lagging on my end. Is it in full screen? Like, can you guys see the entire table?
Yeah, we've got you. Please go ahead.
All right. So, all right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Lee, and the topic that we are working on is regionalization of chemical industry in Asia Pacific region, particularly in India. And since regionalization is a big word that cover a lot of areas, so we'll be just focused on the shift in production. So we have two tables. The first table is a framework that is used to support or explain how we choose our study factors. And this is a framework that is sourced from McKinsey, which discuss how the government can stimulate growth of SME in 3 steps. So the first step is to boost business confidence by easing the business environment. And next is to support the growth, which includes providing technical assistance and also financial support to the business. And last is to increase the firm competitiveness, such as providing required supporting infrastructure for business and also supporting business productivity. And moving to our second table, which is our main data table. So the first column is the framework, and the second column study factor is our selected factor or / key features for our paper. And from our research, we found that the Indian government actually follows the suggested framework from McKinsey to boost its chemical manufacturing industry or attract FDI. Then we have a summary column which summarizes some of the key findings in the column in the data that we have found from our research. So, for example, like the tax benefit, which is found to be a huge pull factor in attracting FDI because India offers the lowest corporate income tax at 50% of the world. So next will be the impact column, which will be studying how these policies or action that are taken by the Indian government affect the country. So for example, like the financial incentive, although it will attract more FDI or foreign chemical manufacturers to set production in the country, which will positively impact the economy, like bringing more earning to the country or to the society, like providing jobs to the locals. But however, it will also pollute the environment. Yeah, so basically that's our part.
Why do you just focus on India, Lang?
Because right now, because from our research, right, the chemical industries in India is actually growing pretty fast compared to other countries. So we think that since we are interested in chemical industry, so we just think that India is the best place for us to study at.
Okay, that's one reason. I'm just wondering, because what is the competitor of India then? You need to make that very clear. Because if for you to apply McKinsey's framework, you've got ease of doing business, right?
Yep, correct.
So ultimately, it's India compared to someone else, you know? India's competing with who? Who is India's competitor in the chemical industry?
Okay.
So I think you need to make a note of that, even if you don't put it in the table, because you're focusing on regionalization. So India is not enough to say you're focusing on regionalization alone. It's definitely part of it, but is there another country in the region? Is this India versus China?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do. So
Like-
yep.
Because you're saying that for chemicals, Vietnam is not there. For chemicals, Indonesia is not there. For chemicals, Malaysia is not there. So what country is there, you know?
So for your suggestion is that we have to compare with another country that has also experienced a growth in
Well, just-
chemical industry.
A lot of this, you know, if you use McKinsey's framework, it's McKinsey's framework is telling the government this is what you have to do, right?
Yes, correct.
Right. So at the end of the day, the government just has to do just a little bit better than their competitor. It's not an absolute thing they have to do. So the cost of doing business in India, it just has to be 1% cheaper than Vietnam. You with me? So the availability of skilled labor, it just has to be a little bit better than China. The tax benefits, you know? So it just talk with your group about whether it's worth comparing India with another country in the region. Okay, but I like the fact you have listened to me in going to a consulting firm to find out what framework you should use, and you use a McKinsey framework, so you actually get full marks for that. So I think that's great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's a strength, but I'm not convinced that India is sufficient at the moment. That's all.
All right. So let's say for example, what we need to do is we include other countries and then we make a comparisons, right? So do I need to make
Possible, maybe India versus China, you know, maybe is this a way of India being more attractive compared to traditional China? Do you know what I mean? What in the chemical industry, who are they trying to attract business from? Is it from Singapore? China. Is it from Malaysia? Is it from China?
It's from China.
Yeah. So then you might want to do a comparison with China, you know?
All right. So let's say do I need to include some details like what of the policy that the China has implemented to retain its chemical industries?
Well, you might have to you're going to have to compare using the McKinsey framework. So tax benefits, financial incentives,
so I also
IP
need
protection.
So I also need to list out like what the action that are taken by the Chinese government in, let's say like the tax benefits or their IP protection, right? Or can I just solely focus on the India side?
I think you need to make it very clear, all right? Is this, because you focus on regionalization. Regionalization from where? Is it from China? Then your benchmark is China, right?
Correct.
Then even if you don't have China in your column, you're comparing India with China, so you may as well make that clear. That's all.
Oh.
Yeah, but this I love the color. I love the table. I like the framework, but just you need to be clearer about what you are comparing India with.
Can I compare with the world, like the entire world, instead of just focusing on China?
No, it's too much.
All right.
I think you need to be a bit more focused than that. Yeah. Yeah. Talk to your group mates.
I will. So for yes, please.
It may be implicitly you may be saying that you're comparing India with China. Then just make it explicit. That's what I'm saying. Make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
All right.
So in this case, we don't actually need to, because our concern is like, do we even need to like compare with like companies like, because I think like most of the team they use like compare between companies and companies. So, but for us, we just compare by countries, right? That should be fine, right?
Yes, you can, but I got to see China there, so make it very clear. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
And you may want to, you may want to give examples of the top 5 foreign chemical companies in India, okay?
Top 5. Because okay, I mean we will try.
You got to have some meat, huh?
I mean I have one here.
Yeah. All right. But I like the way the table's set up. I like very frameworky. Just need to be clearer on the columns. Just one country there looks a little bit light, that's all.
All right.
I think, yeah.
All right, thank you, sir.
Oh, you're welcome. I give them a hand. Giraffe. How are we going? Are we having another break or are we going to have it onto another presentation? You need a break?
Let's do it.
Let's have a break for 5 minutes, shall we? Then we come back. We come back and we've got 2 left. Is that right? Iguana and Jaguar, is that correct? Then we're done. Iguana, where are you? You've been waiting all night. You've been very patient. And then we've got Jaguar. Okay. All right, 5 minutes. Then we 2 presentations and then we're done. Good, good.
No.
We're fixing this.
Yeah, we first
We're pretty much done.
first day.
We just like.
First day. Yeah.
Coming on Tuesday.
Or for you, first for me.
Yeah, I'm coming on Tuesday.
No, I mean, the research first.
No, exam is.
How are you going with your table? You're just checking some more stuff?
This Friday she's going.
You can.
I hope you got the same one.
Yep.
Can she confirm?
We're done.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good if you do that. I think they'll be very nice.
We finished on
Yeah,
Monday, but we submitted.
because I don't understand why they go south. It's very strange. You
Yeah, I saw you.
know what I mean? So then it makes your project very interesting. Because everyone knows, oh, just go that train. Oh, no.
Oh, really? Oh, really?
It's very strange that these you've got TCL going south, 2 others. Very interesting. The other one's Sharp, which is Japanese. TCL's French, I think.
Because he wanted to
Then it's taken over by China. Yeah. And then and Olympus is the other one, which is Japanese. So maybe because there's a lot of other Japanese companies in South Vietnam, that may be the reason why. So if you can pull that out, then that's important. Do you know what I mean?
Black and white, it always has to be me. Being nice is not helping anymore, you know?
No, you show your data in the tables and then you talk about that after. What do you think? You don't have enough what? Enough words? Why? Oh, you mean you don't have enough space? Oh, you want to write 5,000 words?
I'm 6. I'm not complaining about it.
What, you're already over 3,000? Yeah, but the references you won't count in the 3,000. You can go over, it's okay.
If we go in the last day.
Can you imagine today is our last day?
I know.
You guys have trip tomorrow and you.
Yeah.
You're part of it. What other unit?
I have
And you have exam.
Basically, I have barely ever seen at this point.
Yeah, no, you remember that.
Submit me everything. I print the
Doctor?
It was Dr. Manjit initially.
Okay, are we ready, ski daddies? Are we ready? It's like the dark. Anyone see Doctor Who? Like the Dalek. Look at it. It keeps moving.
Yeah, we saw that.
AI, watch out. You're being watched.
Who's the AI?
Here, don't you look? Look this. Look, keeps. Hi, how are you? See, look, keeps moving. It's like an alien.
The other one is looking away.
I don't know.
Ah,
Watching us. Yeah, the watcher.
you're being watched. Be careful.
Being watched by whom, yeah?
I don't know. I don't know. This is scary. Keeps. It's like Doctor Who. You ever see Doctor Who and the Daleks? Oh, who? You're not old enough. It's okay. All right. Iguana. Iguana, yes. Okay, can everyone give Iguana a hand, please? Come on, yay, come on.
Let's go, ski daddy. Go.
Come on. Ski daddy.
Triple. Yeah, man.
Yep. So basically, this is how our table will look like.
Microphone, please. Big voice into the microphone, so then online can hear properly here.
Okay, so this is how our table will look like. Basically, we interviewed two companies, both paper-based packaging company, local, COP and CMPB. So basically, we identified the challenges that they have faced during COVID-19 and the impact that affected them, and how they responded to this impact, basically. So there are 4 stakeholders that we will focus on that brought the most impact to both the companies. Yeah. So basically that's all for our table.
So
is the structure.
you interviewed 2 companies.
Yep.
COP. Who is COP?
They are a packaging company.
Why don't you spell it
paper-based.
out? Like, is that their name?
Yeah.
COP?
No. It's corrugated offset packaging. So never but
I
it's
think
too
you
long.
need to spell it out in the table, and then you put in brackets COP.
Okay.
And the other one, CMPB,
Yep.
spell it out and in brackets that.
All right.
But I just want to say, I look at this table and immediately I think I'm deeply impressed.
Thank you.
I'm deeply impressed. You know, from a distance, I can see high, medium. You've got very simple comparison.
Yeah.
And then you go into depth, you've got the responses, you've got a bit of detail there. So that's very nice. I like that. Yeah, just make it a question. Those factors.
Yep.
What is the source of the framework for those factors?
You mean the challenges?
Yeah, or did you get that from a consulting report or something like that?
Yes. A lot of these are from McKinsey reports,
Okay.
BCG reports, and also online sources. And
So
some of
you
these are.
didn't make that very clear.
All right.
What comes from where? Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Some of these are specifically mentioned by the people that we interview from the companies. And
I understand. In terms of responses, I expect to come from the interviews, but in terms of the characteristics of the rows, all right, you're talking about factors there, the factors column.
Okay.
They come from the consulting reports, are they?
Yep. Yep.
All
Correct.
right, so you make that clear where it comes under factors, maybe in brackets, Boston Consulting Group 2020 or something like that. You with me?
Yep.
So then we know where it comes from. It's
Okay.
very, very clear. Okay, so the table needs to talk by itself.
Mhm.
All right.
Yep.
All right. So very nice.
But doctor, can we ask something?
Yes.
For our report, we will be mainly focusing on we'll focus more on COP instead of CMPP.
Because
what I
you got
mean?
more information on one
Yes.
versus the other,
Yeah.
or what?
Yeah, we got more information. We visited the place actually.
Okay.
Whereas the other one, we just did a Zoom interview.
Well, you did. You actually interviewed both, so I think you've done very, very well in that. Make it very clear that you did. You got primary data from both through interviewing both, right?
Yep.
Whether it's Zoom or you did a physical visit.
Mhm.
That's a great effort. Well done.
Thank you.
Very well done.
Yep.
I'm deeply impressed with this table. So just tidy it up, make it look standalone. Standalone meaning that you got referencing the support why the factors are that you chose.
Okay.
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 How did you determine whether the effect is medium or high? You might have to have a footnote to
Support that.
explain that. All right.
Okay.
And the responses,
Mhm.
you may want to think, if anything, you may want to think, is there some way that you can group the responses?
This is like the first one. We actually grouped them
In
together.
this table is fine,
Uh-huh.
but once you start describing the responses after the table, you know, your home part of your report,
Mhm.
you may get near 1 or 2 pages where you expand on the responses, and then you may have another summary of the responses after that, right? Because you see patterns in the responses.
Okay.
Especially with, you may want to compare the responses to the effect of the high challenges versus the responses of the low, not so much, you know what I mean? I don't know, just, yeah. I think as you get into explaining the responses, if you see other patterns, you may create another table for that.
Yep.
Near the end of your paper.
We will.
All right, and don't forget your spelling. Your spelling on the 9th row, medium should not have the I in it, or the I is in the wrong place. Anyway, you'll figure that out. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Don't worry.
That's all.
Well done. Well done. Great effort. I'm extremely impressed generally. I see that table and I think, wow, okay, you've been thinking about it. Good. You saw the table I put on WhatsApp and you think, okay, you need to, yeah, you got the idea. Good. Well done. Great effort. Okay, so we have our last one. Our last one is Jaguar. Where's Jaguar?
Yeah, sure. I'm okay here.
They're here.
I'm here.
What, one person?
One person.
You're online.
Oh, how many online do we have, Shamini, for Jaguar?
Online, can you share the Google Doc?
Oh, maybe would you like to come up and grab a microphone and join us? That'd be great.
Oh, yeah.
Is that who's? Oh, we got Hamda. Where's Hamda? Feng Yang.
Yes,
You're on.
doctor.
I think
both of them. Yes, doctor. Both of them.
Hi, Feng Yang. And Hanan. Hanan and Tai Lang is at the front. Okay, so our online ski daddies, are you ready? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, please go ahead.
Hello, guys.
Yes.
Good evening.
the title is the supply chain management of Top Glove pre and post COVID. So we don't do comparisons. We study the supply chain management. How long can you scroll down a little more? More. After the we talk about the labor issues and also the can you scroll more?
Looks like I'm looking for some graphs.
Some of the graph here
Okay,
is a bit lag.
it's
Can I check my laptop for a while?
sure, no problem. Something's coming up now. Here we go.
All right, can you go to the
Yeah, go
the
to
chart
the,
later?
your
Just now?
job is just go to the main table to show us the big comparisons that you're going to be doing.
Doctor, do we need to compare Top Glove with the other competitors?
I know, show me the table. You need to show me the table.
We just study the supply chain management of Top Glove. Can you go down furthermore? There's a table. So these are the supply chain management.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So what do you want to show with this table?
There are a few aspects we want to compare: the labor, the warehouse, the price, the raw material, and the transportation costs.
Yep. And what's your big question?
The big question is how they solve their production efficiency pre and post COVID, what they have learned through that period, how are they going to export to fulfill the quantity ordered by their overseas client, whether they outsource it to their suppliers overseas or they directly export to from Malaysia to the US.
So you're looking at Top Glove's downstream operations markets or Top Glove's upstream supply network?
For now, we look at both. Yeah.
Which one do you have a greater confidence in doing a good job on?
I think the downstream, because we can get more of their suppliers' data.
Their distributors' data, you mean?
Distributors' data.
Does Top Glove? Yeah, so you're looking at their distribution network, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't want to compare them with Supermax or Hart Teliga?
We haven't decided yet, but is it needed to compare or we just study?
Have you interviewed them or is this all web-based?
Web-based.
If it's all web-based, then I think you should put basic details of their competitors in. Like how big is Top Glove, how big is Supermax, just like the auto semiconductor. All right? Top Glove, how big are they? Supermax, Hartera, and in total, how big is this of the worldwide supply of PPE? Okay, does that like at least have some perspective, even if you're just going to talk about Top Glove for the rest of your group? At least we need to know what is the context that Top Glove is competing in. Does that make sense?
All right. How long can you
provide some context? Okay.
Yep.
Context.
Understand.
Yep.
And we also talk about the sustainable supply chain, how they source their materials.
Yeah, I think you may want to just focus on the supply chain if you've got limited time. Like this is all good. You talk about Top Glove, but you've got to do something like what Bear is doing. So Bear, one of their early tables it's got Samsung and Hynix, top semiconductor manufacturers, right? But none of them are supplying the automotive. Is that right? So they're providing context. Do you understand? But they're not talking about them. You with me? So you need to provide context too.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Sure. Do we also need to provide the contents of how Top Glove select the tier 1, tier 2 suppliers?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's in the website. So
That's
you
interesting.
also put it there.
If I was you, I'd compare Top Glove with its 2 other competitors. That would be, see what you can dig up. If you can't, just stick with Top Glove. But just comparisons are always more compelling in a report.
Yeah, sure. Can I go down further? Sorry.
Yeah.
I just want to show you some of the.
Sure, please go ahead.
Yeah, stop. Documented supply chain experience for building product distributors. So these are the supply chain experience, how they deal with their product distributors. And then you go down further. Hello. Hold. Yeah. So this is their supply chain network.
Oh, this is interesting.
This is some of the
what I would do
companies.
is, I'd focus on its supply side. Okay. It's okay to show this picture, and then you say you're just focusing on the supply side is okay. All right. How does Top Glove organize its supply chain, given that it's the largest PPE manufacturer in the world, or the largest glove manufacturer in the world, is it?
Yeah.
How many factories does it have? How many people does it employ? How many gloves does it make per year? How many does it makes vinyl gloves, it makes nitrate gloves, it makes
latex
gloves. All right. All of that little detail should be a summary table, even before you start doing comparisons or digging into the supply chain. You with me?
Okay.
Yes or no?
Yes. Thank you.
But how does it manage its suppliers? How many suppliers does it have? It must have 100 or more, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
And they must be in different groups. There may be fabric suppliers, material suppliers, but also petroleum suppliers. Am I right? Raw materials. Are all its raw materials from Malaysia? Maybe some from India or China. Yes or no?
Yes. And they also have many suppliers for different packaging. So
this is what you've got to focus. I think dig into there, and I think that will be wonderful. Don't worry about downstream. That's not interesting.
Okay, doctor. Thank you.
Obviously, Top Glove has got one of the best products in the world in gloves, right? So, downstream stuff is a piece of cake for them because they've got a really good product. It's how do they manage the supply chain so they can stay number one in the product that they make? You with me here? Because they've been number one for a long time. Am I right?
Yeah, right.
All right. So, it should be on Malaysia's flag. It's just so, it is so Malaysian, isn't it? Yeah. Something to be proud of. Okay. Everyone have a glove, wave a glove, All right. How's that? Good?
Yeah, good. We will go in deeper so that we can put in more data into the report.
Yeah, I think if you dig into the deep about how it manages its supply chain, I think that will be really in line with this unit, global supply chain management. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I think that'll be great.
Okay.
Very well done. Very excellent. Jaguar, well done. All right, so there we have it. We have all our contenders. And it looks like, after you do everything I asked everyone to do, we're going to have some really good reports. really delicious reports. I can see some lovely cooking has been going on. And I'm very, very proud of every one of you. You've done very, very well. And you're trying to, you know, react and respond to all my suggestions. Remember, this unit shouldn't be more about me pass or failing you. It's all about you learning how do you write a report, not for academic, much more for industry, okay? Just want to remind you of that, because that's much harder than doing a report for academic. Academic, just words, but industry, it's about pictures, tables, graphs, okay? Remember, lots of graphs in your report, not just one table. But today was to get you to focus on that central table, because that central table, if you get that set up right, then it just drives everything else in your report. You with me? Okay. So, because leading up to that table is about why you're doing the report and what's the consulting framework that would give you direction in the data that you need. And then you got your special table. And then after that is, okay, what did you find and what are the comparisons, and there's your summary. And that's your report. You with me here? All right. So you think in terms of those groupings of, rather than thinking, oh, what sentence do I need to write now? What sentence do I need to write here? Okay. Sentences and words don't matter if you get that flow. Class, are you with me here? All right. You saw the draft, the KPMG report, which is, I think it's up to the 25th draft version now. I don't know what the number is in the one I gave you. I think it's 24. All right. And you'll see that, you know, my section on the sourcing shift, I think there's about 16 figures. Okay. That's not for an academic audience. That's for a worldwide industry audience. Okay. So that's, yeah, it's taken 6 months to get that together. So doing a report for industry takes a lot of work. All right. And it's a lot of visualization, but you've got to have clarity on every table or graph you have. There's a reason for why it exists. All right. Thank you, everyone online. What we're going to do now, just want to, number one, I need to share with you, number one, the attendance, and number two, just you all have an opportunity again to join the Udemy. You don't have to, but you join, it's free and it's there forever. If you ever want to come back and watch a video, watch me again, or watch my friend Mike with the big white fish behind him. You can do that anytime when you need that. So it's there. If you don't want to come back to it, you don't have to. So that's free. So I just give you I'll provide you the link. Let me open up the slide and I'll share the attendance record for you. Does that sound good? And by the way, did we get Max, Mia, and Isabella? Yes, we should finish off with them. But for now, let me attend. Who said Max? I can't believe someone said Max.
Yeah, this lean. Reza. This Reza and Abby.
Poor Max. I'll have to tell Max.
Our regards to the AI.
Huh? Oh, this AI, I think it's getting out of control. All right. Here's our attendance forum and tutorial for those who need that. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is copy and paste into the chat room the link to Udemy. If you haven't joined Bronze Udemy, then here is the link. If you click on that link, that enables you to join for free immediately. You don't have to show your credit card or whatever. Let me go into the chat. But you have 5 days to join, otherwise it expires. Okay, so if you click on that, then you can join immediately. Okay.
Go back to the code.
Sorry.
Code, yeah.
Yeah, the code's coming back, but I'm just getting the code's coming back. Relax. Yep. Okay, and we do the other one. Bit slow tonight. And this is the silver one. So if you haven't joined the silver, then you can join the silver there. All right, so you join both. All right, does it work? Okay, and the code. There's the code here. I'll put that into the chat room. Okay. Okay, final thoughts. Is everyone with me, Ski Daddies? Online?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. That's good. All right. All right. Final thoughts. I want you to think something that I've always been passionate about with this unit is the opportunity that this unit can help your job readiness. Okay. Okay. Great. Readiness. Why? Because if you go for a job interview and they ask you, do you know anything about procurement or something like that, at least you've done an RFQ. At least you know what AQL is. At least you know what an audit is. At least all of you now have been inside a factory. Am I right? You've basically been into the factory because I asked you to give me evidence of things that you see that are good or bad in a factory. Okay, so you can relate to the challenges of working with the real suppliers now. That stuff you will not get from a textbook. So one thing I really want to ask you, if you haven't done already, is do go online and complete the SETU, Student Evaluation of Teaching.
Units.
What's the U stand for? Units. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Please go in and there's opportunity that you can rate me. You know, 6 out of 5 would be really nice, but they don't have a 6 there. But as close as possible. But also you can write in stuff that worked, stuff that can be improved. All right. So we're always looking for improvement. And so therefore, if I'm teaching this next year, if you have me back, then, or if you say, oh, this should be a core course, then you can make a note that it should be core. That's fine. All right. Just keep that in mind, SETU. All right. The other thing too, on this job readiness, I'm happy even after, like in the next week or 10 days, you're very, very busy. What's the deadline for your report and video?
Next Sunday.
All right. Remember, Friday, 28th of October. Is that right? So it's next Friday. So therefore, you have extra time. You got this weekend, you've got all next week to get it together. But you've got 2 things to do. You've got to do the video and the report. Okay, so how do you do the video effectively? You've got 15 minutes. Here's my I've given you some video suggestions. There's some videos where if you look in the playlist for this unit, the best MGM 5698, global supply chain management, that playlist, if you go down, there's some videos of me telling you how to do your video better, right? Please, 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 you don't need to go to 15 minutes. Okay? If your video is just 13.5 minutes, fine. Okay? I don't want you to think, oh, I need to do 15.5 minutes, otherwise I won't get full marks. No. All right? Don't go 1 second over 15. It's better that you are 90 seconds short. Okay? And 90 seconds short, but you have clarity through what you want to present. Right? That means you don't have to present everything. Present the core things. All right? And the main thing is to have a theme flowing through. If there's 4 of you presenting, then make sure that you know who was before you and who is after you, so that it looks like there's a flow of thought from beginning to end, even though there's 4 of you presenting, not 4 individual presentations. Okay, so keep that in mind. You only need to aim for 13.5 minutes. Don't aim for 15 because you'll go longer. Are you with me? All right, and then focus on the core information, not all of the detail, because you don't have time to do all of the detail. All right, and maybe start with the results first. What was the big idea that you want to present in the report? Okay, and that should be part of your introduction. What is your big idea? Then go through, this is the framework, here's the guts of the data, and here's what we find. All right, and positive, negative surprises. Does that make sense? Okay. Online, do you hear me?
Yes, we do. Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Online, great. Okay, so yes, question.
I have a question. Because we only have a team of 3, so does that mean that we only present like 10 minutes?
If there's 3 of you, I think just 12 minutes is fine. Just aim for 12, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, job readiness. Okay, after all the assessment, everyone's settled down, you go back and you are rest and all that. Okay, I'm happy to run a session on this area. Okay, and that is, how do you get your profile together, your LinkedIn profile together, all your CV and everything like that, so you can be much more marketable. For example, how many guests did we have this semester? Come on. Come on, name them. Who was first?
No, the first one was the Vietnam.
Is Matthew?
Jacob. All right. Not Max, Jacob. All right. Jacob. Then we had Megla. Then we had Andy. Then we had Isabella. Then we had Mia and Max, right? All right. So please, Mia, Isabella, and Max was tonight, right?
Okay.
All right. All right. So now for Megla and Jacob and Andy, have you gone onto LinkedIn and connected with them? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Put your hand up if you've done that. 1, 2, 3. Anyone else? So anyone else, if you haven't, that means, oh, you're not interested in, you're all set for the rest of your career. Does that mean you don't need to connect? Like, and there must be about half a dozen other guests that presented to you in other units. Am I right? Have you connected with them? You should. All right. This is what the MIB is about. All right. You've got to get your connections, because you don't know that Andy might link you with someone who needs someone like you, or Megla might link you with someone who needs someone like you. You with me? Yeah. Or Jacob. Okay. So, and there's all the guests. All right. So job readiness, start doing, if you haven't, just connect with them. Okay. Don't connect with them next year because they'll forget. You're better off connecting and say, oh, pleased to meet you. Can I connect? Thank you so much for presenting in our unit. You know, appreciate them and they will love you too, that you've done that. You with me? Because one day you might need their help or their connection with someone else. It makes a big difference, okay? I'll give you that example of Adgar, MIB student from 2 years ago. He's in Indonesia. He worked on my sourcing shift study. And Hervé, who's doing the IoT study with me from France, he offered to Adgar, he said to Adgar, oh, I could get you a job in Accenture if you're interested in coming to Europe. And oh, if you're interested in going to Singapore, I could get you a job in this chemical company. But Adgar didn't want to leave Indonesia. I'm just saying that once you get these connections, your job opportunities multiply. Okay? All right? So I'll leave you with that. Okay? And we'll get some selfies. Let's get a big photo together because I think you've been a great group this semester. Let's get a photo together. What do you think?
Great.
Yes. Come on. All right. All right. Online. I don't know how we're going to get online together, but we'll do our best. We'll do online too, but we'll make sure we get the class too. Can you all go online too? You can all get in front of the cameras here. So we're online, but we'll definitely, everyone's just sitting there. Let's all stand together or get together so we can have a photo, selfie. What do you think? Get someone to take a photo. Come on, it's the last time we're going to be together physically. Am I right? For this year? Unless you want to come back next week. We'll make online, just bear with us for a moment. We're just going to take a physical photo. We'll get someone outside to take a camera. If you want your smartphone done, then that's good. But are you sure? Oh, hello, welcome. I didn't know you were joining us. You snuck in, did you? Oh, did you pay the student fee?
You
Not
told
yet.
me I can ask.
Oh, yeah, you can. It's all right.
I can ask at any time.
Yes, you can. Oh, when did I tell you that?
When we talk with Sandra.
Oh, that's right. I met
With Sandra.
your father. From, yeah, that's right. Oh, thank you for joining. You should be in a photo too. Okay, all right.
Damn.
No, that was great. I met her father from Bangladesh 2 weeks ago in the walking around in the cafeteria. Is lovely. All right, thank you so much. How was tonight? Was it good?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. All right. If you want to over here, that would be great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Oh, that's great. That's lovely. We're just getting some photos online. Stay with us, Ski Daddies. All right.
More like ski.
No.
Maybe a fluffing the people.
Up to you. If you want to keep your mask on, that's fine. All right. Okay.
Pritam.
Oh, don't get too far back. We come forward a little bit, huh? All right.
Pritam, you're covering. Where are you standing? Just do something. Go. Ready?
Ski Daddies. Yes.
Okay, timer.
Freestyle.
I don't understand the handshake now.
Haven't you been in the army?
Another
Right?
one. Do something.
All right.
Do something, guys.
Do we have flash? Does flash work on that?
Ready?
All right, and we do one with a flash. Let's just make sure the flash is working. Sorry, flash.
Let's take 10 more photos.
Pardon? I'm sure you're right. But it's, flash. Oh, there we go. Auto.
Come on.
On. Okay, there. Try again. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Ready? You ready?
Yeah. Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, action one, come on. Come on, action.
Everyone say ski daddy.
Ski daddy. All right, thank you. Very good. Thank you. All right, thank you so much. Fire. Oh yeah. Fire. Online. We're back again. Okay, so we want to get a photo for online too. Can we do that? Let's stop sharing. Stop sharing. Take my phone off. If anyone wants to join the online one, just join the camera here. So that's all good. So, Jacqueline, Wenbin, do you want to put your video on?
Camera got ad.
Okay, you ready? We'll do on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's great. All good, everyone. Any questions online? How are we going? All good?
Yeah, all good.
Thank you so much.
This has been so great. Thank you, Dr. Leong.
Oh, you're most welcome, Viola. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr.
Yes, thank you so much.
Stay in touch, here to help you.
Yeah.
And good luck with your reports for submission next week. Really good. Okay.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Yeah. Comparison.
Yeah, that's why. Okay.
But you're not doing the case, you're doing comparison. No, you didn't. You're just doing a comparison. All right? So just focus on what you're comparing. Yes. Yes. Remember the conclusion, positive, negative, surprises. All right? Oh, that's what it is. Positive, negative, surprises. What?
Because one of my friends was looking for a nurse to look at.
Did I write that? Who wrote that?
You have requirements.
No, that's, don't worry about that. Focus on what is well, you've got all the reasons for why they went north and the reasons why they went to the south. And you just, that's what you want to talk about. You can take that out. Hi, Shamini, are you there? Oh, Shamini's gone. All right, tomorrow. Let me just stop recording.